Alright, so boom, turn me up, don't turn me down. We back at it with another video today. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs, a half century of failure. Hey, this been a heavily requested video for me to react to for a little minute, over like a month. I got y'all with the reaction. We're gonna do a part 1 and part 2. This video is 41 minutes long, so I don't want to drag this video to being like an hour long, you feel me? I know a lot of people like time, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna do a part 1, part 2. This video gonna be around 20 minutes, part 2, 20 minutes, so just space it out, man. But let's get started with the video. New to my channel, subscribe, turn on post notifications, let's get it. So for the rest of the videos in the off season, I'm gonna just have new hockey fan because I don't know anything about the Maple Leafs century of failure, so I'm new to this. So we're gonna see what they're talking about though. Off season, off season games. God damn, black and white. Oh no!
Well done, Toronto. You've reached hockey's El Dorado. The glories of the Stanley Cup.
Dang, this is the last time they won the Stanley Cup?
With expansion on the horizon,
Shit!
challenges are sure to arise. Regardless, the future could be just as bright.
1968
afterwards, as the Maple Leafs are victimized by a stacked Eastern Conference. They will have no chance to defend their title. They manage to make it to the playoffs the next year. Just as they enter the door, they are promptly swept aside by the Brooms of Boston.
Okay.
Team owners Harold Ballard and Stafford Smythe are being charged with tax evasion, a dastardly crime. Their usage of team funds for personal gain gives them a nice ticket right to the Slammer. You seriously needed more money? You guys sold your 2 farm teams and used the cup banners to catch paint drippings, for God's sake. They deliver something special to your doorstep. Another year without a postseason. Toronto promptly reorders and gets a first-round defeat at the hands of the Rangers. They won games this time, though. Newsflash!
First round defeat to the Rangers?
Power struggle and Stafford Smythe conveniently dying, you have a new majority owner. A man deep in the bowels of prison. Meet your new master, Harold Ballard.
Master? The fuck is this, Star Wars?
The Leafs celebrate as they are blown away by the industrial strength fan known as the Bruins. These damn players always want more and more money for doing the same damn thing. Don't they know that's going to hurt the bottom line? The W.
These players want more. Damn, that's a crazy little quote right there. These players want more and more for doing the same thing. It's like some players, hey, I want a max deal, but you ain't never won anything. What you want a max deal for? But you good players, so it's like you deserve it. But it's like, damn. And that's a good little quote right there.
Please go there. You'll come crawling back. A good deal of young depth happens to jump at the opportunity. One of these players happens to be a goaltender named Bernie Perron. Still worth the increased profit. Who the hell knew that shedding that much talent would cost a team a shot at the playoffs? Shocking. You know what else is? More players fleeing for the WHA. Try Paul Henderson, the hero. You know what else is? More players fleeing for the WHA.
What's the WHA, y'all? Comment down below. What's that?
Try Paul Henderson, the hero of the 72 Summit series. He's gone. Harold Ballard is a massive xenophobe, but he's still serving time in jail for fraud. Quickly, let's sign one of the sub-Europeans he hates in Boya Selming. He'd only turn into one of the best players on the Leafs. Nothing that crazy. They get to have their asses swept by the Bruins yet again.
Again? Yo, the Bruins literally own y'all.
The reward is getting stomped and swept by the Philadelphia Flyers.
Bro, I heard Bruins at least 5 times already.
So we still win, right? Dave Keon. What a piece of shit. This guy has the balls to demand more money from us. And for what? Being the captain? Fuck him, he leads as well as my flaccid penis into a broad. Go, leave with a
yo!
We'll repeatedly screw you with
What's
a
that not
every time you
yo?
want to come back to the NHL. Fitting for a Judas. Harold Ballard is so confident in his team. They will beat the Flyers in a playoff series. All the pyramid power and other schemes leads to being bitch-slapped 4 times in Philadelphia. Think of the playoff revenue, though. The last series loss was so sweet they lose to the Flyers again, in 6 games. The Leafs go on to make the conference finals, their greatest season in a decade.
Okay.
Sadly, those francophones in Montreal won another cup as well. That sucking sound is that of sweeping.
Canadians?
Bob Davidson, the father of modern scouting. That old fogey thinks he's so hot since he was a former Leaf in the 40s. You know what else was popular back then? Polio. Too goddamn expensive for that. How about a mandatory cut in your salary by 2/3, Bob? What, you have bills to pay? Too bad you can leave. Who the fuck needs scouting? New age mumbo jumbo is more like it. Ballard is not happy. That damn hippie Roger Nielsen is ruining the culture of this fine team. He doesn't embrace our country club atmosphere. I don't care if it's on live television and he led the team to the conference finals last year. I want the world to know. Roger, get the fuck out!
Roger, get the fuck out after he just brought y'all to the conference finals, though? But that shit do be happening, though. Like, coaches, like, they be going, like, look at Luka for basketball. He brought the Mavs to the finals. Yeah, they didn't get the job done, but that's the finals. It's some teams who never even made the finals before, and then you just gonna trade them away, or in like coaches' cases, fire them. I don't be knowing how I be feeling about that sometimes. Like,
buddy, look, we didn't mean anything serious when we fired you on TV. It's just the
on TV.
You get that right? We want you back behind the bench. The only thing we're gonna ask of you is that you just put this paper bag over your head and be labeled as the mystery coach. We all win. You won't do it.
That's embarrassing.
Fuck. So
on TV though? Really?
Again. Roger, here's a security detail to throw you out. And take that paper bag with you. The NHL is bringing in those fucking refugees from the WHA. They ruined everything. They took our players. They inflated salaries to where Ballard's having fewer steak dinners than he did in prison. We're losing TV revenues from expansion. Dave Keon is back in the league.
Expansion teams.
The NHL will rue this day. Players nowadays are too goddamn soft and entitled. They need a nice punch in the gut. See what I did there? Punch him, Black. The cup-winning coach is our new GM. That old GM Jim Gregory, he'll find out he's out of a job eventually. They all do. The quest for more money is an arduous one. Luxury suites are the wave of the future. Think of how much coin we could make with those beauties in our arena. There's only one thing standing in our way of this glorious profit. Foster Hewitt Scundala, an ancient relic of a time that is irrelevant in the art of finance. We don't care that the NHL wants to buy it off of us. Why should we glorify the past? Perhaps they should have thought of that when they betrayed us for the WHA's traitorous ways. Shove it into the incinerator!
Hey, hold up! Hey, this is a good ass video though. Hey, I like the narrator. Like he bringing that energy to the video. I fuck with this shit.
Conjured too much power. He's infecting the rest of the team with these plagues of players, unions, and leadership. Like we want that cancer infesting the team. The failure that gave him a no-trade clause shall die, but we can undermine him. We'll start with his good friend Lanny McDonald. He'll get a one-way ticket to the Mickey Mouse organization. The Colorado Rockies. The Colorado...
What the fuck? The A-Quir?
Rockies. Oh, the players.
That man has a mean mustache.
Lanny. Well, fuck them. Sittler can rot in hell for ripping off the sea. Might as well burn the Canadian flag while you're at it. I think it's
an
old-fashioned purge of the old guard. Thin out the dissenters a little. Our flags are promptly burned in a sweep by North Star, Minnesota.
Hey, where'd I find that? I'm trying to see that shit.
That means someone needs to step up to take the mantle. Toronto, meet your acting GM, Harold Ballard. Toronto needs to know who the real heroes are. The rift between Sittler and Ballard is allegedly amended while we wait to stab him in the back. The real issue is with that asshole Alan Eagleson. Corrupting poor Daryl with thoughts of unions, no one can resist. Be swept yet again by the New York Islanders. Sounds like a trend.
Swept again by the Islanders.
Recovering from his forced vacation, suffered another heart attack. He's too unreliable, so we can also eventually find out he's lost his job when he tries to come back to work. We'll bring in a guy who alleges he has brain damage. A solid choice as GM. We have broken him. Daryl Sittler has been beaten to the point where he's walked out on the team. This is a decisive victory for Toronto. May we celebrate by raising ticket prices again. The final solution to the Sittler...
Raising ticket prices again. Ticket prices for games really do be getting expensive nowadays. I'm not even gonna hold y'all.
Question has been reached. The Flyers are so nice they'll remove this tumor from our body for pennies on the dollar. Those pennies are perfect for Ballard's coffers. Leafs fans, welcome to hell. Laurie Boschman has grown soft. He's been corrupted by Sittler and is a blight upon our organization. The man's become a born-again Christian. We can't have that negative influence on our team. Edmonton can deal with the Crusades later. They still don't win a playoff game. They don't even make it to them. They can just get those morsels from the team above.
Don't even make it to them?
Maple Leaf Gardens. Plastic helps with that. Toronto won a playoff
1983.
game this time, but they lose 3 others to Minnesota again. You like those cup banners of years past, you'd be alone. We like money, so we sold them off to a random buyer. It can help us add more seats if we wanted. The Leafs are horrible. No buyer. You like those cup banners of years past, you'd be alone. We like money, so we sold them off to a random buyer. It can help us add more seats if we wanted.
Sold them off to a random buyer to add more seats? The Leafs? I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all got... I don't know, bro. It really might be a curse that y'all got. Because actually, what the fuck?
No playoffs again.
What the actual fuck, bro?
Ballard is increasingly cheap on the team as they only employ 3 full-time scouts and run a bare-bones operation. Prospects are drafted by Canadianness and rushed to the NHL to sink or swim. They are a black eye on the league. 0 fucks were given as money was made. Enjoy being the worst team in hockey. Utter shit, and Ballard doesn't seem keen on dying anytime soon. Why should he put out a better team? That goes against basic economics. Every game is a sellout, you know? That would only cut into the profit margin.
That is not no sellout.
You'd understand his struggle. Here's a young Wendell Clark to become your catnip for an eternity. What's that, Rick 5 missed a practice? Strip him of the captaincy. That ought to make him regret that treachery. Toronto missed a practice? Strip him of the captaincy. That ought to make...
Rick sleeps through practice. This is actually my first time I've ever seen these words collided with each other. Sleep through I promise you, I've never seen sleep through practice a day before in my life.
You can regret that treachery.
That's new news
Toronto
to me.
Makes the playoffs.
What?
By channeled a rear-ended.
How the hell you?
They somehow sweep the Blackhawks sweep. What? And nearly clip the Blues before losing in 7. Ballard is sitting back counting the money from playoff receipts. Good news, Ballard's wallet. The Leafs barely made the playoffs thanks to a tiebreaker. Even better news, they beat the Blues in a series and have a 3-1 series lead against the Red Wings. That's where the news stops. Everyone is dead after blowing the series to Detroit. Who cares? Ballard's doing his Scrooge McDuck impression. Just with more public battles with his kids and ex-wives. They made the playoffs as the second worst team in hockey. They get bitch slapped around by the Red Wings again. Thank the Lord for postseason ticket revenues. Russ Courtnall is a pretty good player, but we need more Canadian toughness to really get Ballard's engine running. I got it. Goon. John Gordick from Montreal. That's awfully nice of those French bastards to get softer. New GM Gord Stellick is a fucking asshole. Bastard keeps drinking all the coffee. You know how much that costs? John Brophy had the team in first place, but they've stumbled. That means a good old-fashioned firing. Look at George Armstrong.
What?
Bastard keeps drinking all the coffee. You know how much that costs? John Brophy had the team in first place, but they've stumbled. That means a good old-fashioned firing.
He had the team in first place, but then they stumbled. Then they fired his ass. Damn.
Look at George Armstrong.
I mean, they stumbled, though, he
said.
said.
In 1967. He will be this team's next head coach. Only thing is he doesn't want to coach and has the assistant do everything. Just don't tell Harold about it. They are shockingly still terrible, but this time there are no playoffs for the Leafs. Troy Murray in overtime will see to that. Try again next eternity. Unfortunately, Harold Ballard is somehow still alive, and is now firing the guy who pushes his wheelchair. You'll forever remember his name. His hand and footprints are underneath center ice for eternity. Lanny McDonald finally gets revenge after his exile. He goes out in a blaze of glory with the Calgary Flames. See that, Toronto? It's called the Stanley Cup. Borje Salming is tired of all the losing and terrible Leafs teams. He decides to leave and sign with Detroit. God, what a heathen. Signing with an inferior American team.
Damn, he signed with Detroit. After a while, y'all lost to them. Damn. Hey, some players just gotta pull a KD sometimes. If you can't beat them, join them. Fuck it.
Gord Stellick resigns from the Maple Leafs due to continued meddling from Harold Ballard. The cockroach never dies. The Maple Leafs may simply be treading water and have no real hope for the short-term future, but we can smell the cup run in the distance. Toronto needs a top-flight defenseman that can lead the way in the future. Let's trade a first-round pick in a few years for Tom Curvers. He might be a filthy American, but we can make an exception here. The series with St. Louis continues with earnest, but something tells me good news is afoot. What's this, a message for us? It says, oh my god, it's a miracle! Congratulations, Harold Ballard is finally dead!
Chill.
His death galvanizes the team to lose the final game of the series to the Blues the very next day. It's just what he'd want. Selling out for the good old Canadian dollar. So it turns out Tom Curvers is truly a worthless American. New Jersey gave us a false bag of goods. Let's just cut our losses and trade him to Vancouver for Brian Bradley. They always like trash. Well, everything fell to shit. The Maple Leafs are suffering for the sins of cheapness from the Ballard years. The talent level is terrible, constant losing abound, but there is a silver lining. Eric Lindros is in this draft. If we suck enough, we can bring him home and save this team. Ooh, another message for us. Good news indeed. It says that this is the pick we traded for Tom Covers.
Bruh.
Well, this sucks.
It always be the picks you trade away.
We had to trade several futures, including the 6th overall pick a few years ago to Quebec for anti-tanking veteran players, but we didn't give up Lindros. Everything's going to be fine. What, you're worried about this Scott Niedermayer guy New Jersey drafted? He's going to be nothing. He's a bum. He's from the wrong side of Canada. Trust me, there is absolutely no way that this trade is going to haunt the Leafs in the future. Like this softy's gonna do anything in the NHL. Calgary is full of idiots, you know that? They gave us a franchise center and Doug Gilmour for a bunch of flotsam and jetsam. They're fucking him over as our gain for once. These inbreds don't even know who Alex Godinuk even is, and they still traded for him. Toronto is coming back, baby.
I said they don't even know who he is for him. They still traded for him.
We have a logjam at center now.
That's an
There's
expansion.
also no playoffs for the Leafs this year, but who gives a fuck anymore? We have a logjam at center now, so we can afford to lose a guy or two in the expansion draft. We have some scrubs here, but Brian Bradley is obsolete in the age of
Hey,
Gilmour.
speaking of expansion, I heard Atlanta might be bringing back their hockey team. I don't know if it was true or not, but I seen it.
Is taken by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Therefore, as a result of the Tom Curvers trade,
you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Brian Bradley immediately becomes the
I
first
steady
great
seeing
face
that
of the
meme.
Lightning franchise. I don't know, you might have been able to use him. It's finally over. The years of failure, of futility, of totalitarian cheapness washed away. The Maple Leafs are a legitimate playoff contender again. Impressive victories against old foes like the Red Wings and Blues in 7 games apiece have this team gunning for their first Cup finals in over 25 years. It's a chippy, intense series against the Kings. Players ready to kill each other, coaches ready to kill each other, a true barn burner. Game 6 is the moment for the Leafs to emerge. Watch as Wendell Clark becomes the great hero this city needs, tying the game to head to overtime with the Leafs on the attack. Even Dougie Gilmour knows that. You aren't gonna call that? You missed it due to the Gretzky handicap? This is the part where Toronto bitches, isn't it?
Zazzle takes the puck away from Robitaille. Robitaille gets it back center. They score! Gretzky scores!
From this point forward, fans of the Maple Leafs in Toronto in general will use this game as infinite fuel for their perpetual victim complex. The name Carey Fraser forever reviled due to his treachery against an honorable
Y'all seen that boy Perry went to the Kings. So does that confirm the Kings going to the Stanley Cup Finals next season? Hey, they better not, because, boy, I'm going to be hating on them bad.
Some dare say that the NHL
Y'all not ready for my Kings say next season.
Canadian Stanley Cup
Final. Not ready,
even
bro.
though
I'm
the real
about to be
reason
hating on
is
them
that the
so bad,
officials
my little
simply
bros.
suck. Even then, there's still another chance. They're headed back home to take on the Kings in Game 7. Oh, they never mentioned that part, did they? That's because the Great One does what he did throughout the 80s and utterly dominates the Maple Leafs on their home ice. The whole game plays out like a funeral for the city of Toronto. There is only cold-blooded murder of all hope eternally until the end of life itself. Keep saying the officials fucked you. It's totally the reason why I go one off Dave Elliot's skate. The Leafs make another deep run to the conference finals after ending the Sharks' foolish ambitions, but are whipped by the speed of their run to the conference finals after ending the Sharks' foolish ambitions.
Hey, bro, hold on, bro. Hey, don't talk about my Sharks, bro. Hold on.
But are
don't
whipped
talk about
by the
my
speed of
Sharks.
their
Hold
inferior
on.
Western counterparts in the Canucks in 5 games. Unfortunately, there are no officials to blame this time, only themselves. This is easily the worst scandal in the history of the Maple Leafs. Wendell Clark, a good old Canadian boy, was traded. Everyone needs to be fired now. Who the fuck is Matt Sundin? The Leafs efficiently blow a 2-0 series lead over the Blackhawks. They blow a 3-goal lead in Game 6 at home, but Randy Wood bails out the Leafs from certain disaster. It merely delays the inevitable ass-kicking and scalping to come in Game 7. We can smell the Cup Finals in our midst. All the Leafs need are more premium pieces to bolster the defensive core. Let's get ourselves a true veteran keystone in Larry Murphy. Pat Burns has been one of the best coaches in Toronto's history, but the team is struggling immensely. The Maple Leafs have never been good at this whole PR thing, so why not fire him to incite the fan base to riot? That always works. Shit,
Plus, they ain't never been good with their PR.
Ooh, I've got it! You kids remember Uncle Wendell? He's back!
Oh, hell no.
The Leafs are laid to pasture by the Blues in 6 games. And not just any Blues squad, this is to Mike Keenan's Blues. You know, the one where he gutted everything to bring back a bunch of 80s Oilers and early 90s Blackhawks players? Nostalgia is a bitch, you know. Don't worry, Nick Kiprios will make a run on Der Fuhrer and quietly sabotage their playoff hopes.
And he showed his ass right there. Y'all
Kiprios
seen
will make a
that?
run on Der Fuhrer and quietly sabotage their playoff hopes. They were thinking long-range game. So Wayne Gretzky is interested in finishing the final years of his career in Toronto. Yeah, it may be nice to give our fans PTSD of 1993, but seriously? What's the financial incentive to bringing him here? We already sell out games. Why spend more money than we need?
Dang, they was already having money issues.
Couldn't get any worse. Try an underground sex ring in Maple Leaf Gardens in the 80s involving dozens of underage boys. Knowing Harold I'm more surprised you didn't find a way to sell tickets to it. Larry Murphy is far more of a scandal than the sex ring. He is a cancer that's destroying the team fabric from within. He isn't even worthy of trying to fetch a good return for. Detroit, you want him? Here, take him. Just take him. We'll even eat the majority of his salary remaining on his contract. Just get his ass the fuck out of here! How's that for a Murphy dump?
Oh, shit.
Larry Murphy is such a malignant cancer that he proceeds to be a key contributor on back-to-back Stanley Cup winners. Maybe he wasn't the true problem in Toronto. Despite expectations, the Leafs fall apart and miss the playoffs.
Bro said back-to-back Stanley Cup champion winners. Maybe he really wasn't the real problem in Toronto. That is a great wow.
To an aging core and poor transactions. It may be time for a rebuild, but at least we'll get a high draft pick for the failure. Another message. Well, it appears we traded this pick to get Wendell Clark back. By God, it's like we never learn.
Why they keep trading away their picks?
The 4th overall pick in this draft is used to select Roberto Luongo. If there's any solace, the Islanders completely fucked this one up as well. Shit again. No playoffs. At least you'll get to move to the Eastern Conference to limit air travel. Felix the Cat needs to be put to sleep. He's not going to bring us to the level we need, not like Cujo will do. All things seem aligned to go back to the Cup Finals in this frontier. Only to be dominated by the Sabres in 5 games. We're losing to Buffalo now?
To the Sabres? Did I hear that right?
5 games. We're losing to Buffalo now? Wendell Clark may be
to the Sabres? Hell
back
no.
in the Leafs uniform yet again.
Toronto over here losing to the Sabres?
His Canadian grit can aid our budding defenseman and Brian Berard. Oh, so now you call a penalty. Fuck you, officials. And fuck you, Ottawa, for ruining Berard's career. It's a new age for the Leafs. The sins of the past.
Wait, his career is ruined after that? For real?
The Maple Leaf Gardens are being replaced by a new arena. The NHL has given the team new cup banners for the occasion. Just look at this 100-point season. Beautiful, ain't it? They even got to beat Ottawa in the so-called Battle of Ontario. Fuck you, Marian Hossa. The next door is revealed to be a trap by the Devils. It happens to a lot of teams. Shut up and deal with it. The Leafs have a 5-0 lead against the St. Louis Blues with 15 minutes left in the game. Fantastic stuff. Would you be shocked to find out that they blew said lead to lose in overtime? Not really? Well, it is Toronto.
Of course they lost to
Expectations are
overtime.
pretty low around here.
They steady losing in
The Leafs
OT.
sneak into the playoffs to allow the world to laugh at the Senators again. Their prize is being crushed under the iron boot of New Jersey yet again. With a 3-2 series lead, the key is to get older. Much older. Make it so, Toronto.
Here's a chance at the line. Big shot by Connolly. Shoots straight in. Scramble. Goal.
Oh my God, this is it. The most glorious goal in Leafs history on home ice since the Cup win. Who knows what the possibilities are if they get back to the Stanley Cup Finals? Only few can imagine
at the
the potential of such
crowd.
an event. They are serenaded by the brass bonanza. Look what we brought back for the playoff push, Toronto. The return of Dougie Gilmour. The gods won't let Toronto have any joy, will they?
Hold on, what that say?
Return of Dougie Gilmour.
Only plays 1 game in return. Career ended by injury. Yo, that's one thing I hate about sports, bro. Injuries. Like, it be like what ifs. Y'all be watching those what ifs. Like, what if that player never got hurt? Because y'all know sometimes, like right here, like, they get hurt, they still play, but they was never the same player like how they was before. Like, it's so much players I could think of right now that got hurt. And I'm just like, what if? What if, like, he never got hurt? I just hate that for sports, bro.
Gods won't let Toronto have any joy.
I wish it was like the game you could turn injuries
By the
off.
Flyers
Like,
in a Game 7, then yes, that means there will be no.
Just
offense
imagine how
whatsoever.
much greatness
Even Shane
we would
Corson
be,
saw
like,
through this
watching,
shit and walked
you know?
out on the team. The rest took his lead apparently. You know the whole point of a battle is for it to be evenly matched, Ottawa? Too bad they didn't think the same thing would happen against Philadelphia yet again. Even with Ronnie Franchise and Brian Leach, there will be no success. Hopefully it won't be a while until you win a playoff series again. We brought him home. Eric Lindros is finally a Leaf. It may be about 15 years too late, but we don't care about that. Lead us to the playoffs,
15
Eric.
years too late.
He fails. There will be no postseason in Leafland. Eliminated by being 2 points away from a spot. Maybe going 3-8-2 in the month of January wasn't the best thing for you. Our team may be aging, but Andrew Raycroft is a goalie on the rise. You may see a player who was a flash in the pan and is about to be waived by Boston, but they're wrong. We love him so much that we'll trade our former first-round pick for him. If he flops, who cares? We have Justin
Former
Bogie.
first-round
We'll be
pick?
fine. I forgot to mention that prospect they ended up trading for Raycroft. His name just happened to be Tuukka Rask. You can be haunted by that name for years as Justin Bogie doesn't develop whatsoever. Sorry, I don't make the rules here. There are significant strides.
And this
made
goalie
by
right
Buffalo.
here, like,
Sorry, I
like
don't
he was
make the
like
rules
good, right?
here. There are significant strides made in the playoff push. You only missed the playoffs by 1 point this time. Progress is
By
progress,
1
right?
point?
It's all good. We'll bolster this team in the offseason. So we traded our first 2 picks in this draft for Mark Bell and Vesa Tosca.
Wait. Why is it like every single year the Leafs is just trading away some type of pick? I'm not understanding.
It won't haunt us. The first round pick they traded turned into Lars Eller. Not bad, you say. Well, San Jose would take the 2 picks Toronto traded them to move up and select Logan Couture. Failure by proxy. 40-goal scorer.
And he was
on the
good
wrong
too,
side of
right?
30, that's
I remember his
perfect.
name for some
Jason
reason.
Blake might fall off after a career year, but we're willing to take that risk. For a shitload of money. Jason Blake is struck down by a treatable form of leukemia. He keeps on playing, though. That's very admirable.
Damn,
Yuri
he kept on
Taliski can
playing
learn a
when he
thing or
had
two from
leukemia.
that. What with him putting nudes of himself on the internet, perhaps he can wallow in shame as the team finishes 11 points out of a playoff spot. In the meantime, everyone just shits on Brian McKay. So much for improvement. We brought back Cliff Fletcher, so he knows the score. Jeff Finger had himself a really nice year on the third pairing in Colorado. He may be in his late 20s with serious potential of being a one-year wonder, but it's nothing that the Leafs can sign him for. What the fuck? Really nice year on the third pairing in Colorado. He may be in his late 20s with serious potential of being a one-year wonder, but it's nothing that the Leafs can sign him for.
Holy. Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
So that Jeff Finger guy we grossly overpaid and is being buried in the AHL now? Yeah, turns out we may have been thinking about Kurt Sauer. Why we'd want either of them nowadays, who the hell knows? Cliff Fletcher.
All right, so we're going to stop it right here, and then we're going to do
Kurt
a...
Sauer. Why we'd want either of them nowadays, who
Hold
the
on.
hell knows?
Yeah, I want to stop it right here. So November 30th, 2008, we're going to resume with the part 2. We had a timestamp 2208, so I can remember where we at, man. This was a good part 1. Like, wow. But hopefully y'all enjoy my reaction, and I'm going to catch y'all in the next one, man.